Anime for Blondes.
I, Elisa, vow to be faithful to my bosom friend Becca as long as the sun and moon last? Question mark. Action!
Hello, I'm Becca.
And I'm Allie.
And welcome to
Anime for Blondes, the girly-pop podcast made for girls, gays, theys, and blondes, and redheads.
And redheads. We are a redhead-friendly podcast.
We love you gingers.
Like, we love freckles, we love redheads.
We love skinny bitches. We love not skinny bitches.
We love everyone.
Yeah. And today we have a very special episode that we're calling Anime First Impressions.
Yes, this is kind of a new series we're going to do from time to time.
Just like, every so often
when
something cool is coming out and we want to talk about it, but we don't want to, dedicate a whole season to watching it week to week.
Exactly. And the general idea of it is it's like a little first date, a little first impression.
Yeah.
We're watching the first 2 episodes of an anime, and then we're gonna let you know what we think about it and if we would keep watching.
And it has to be the first 2 episodes, not just the first episode.
I think it has to be that because that's only fair.
Yeah, it's only fair because you're not really getting a fair sense of the story from just one episode.
Exactly, because a lot of the times the first episode just kind of sets the scene.
Yeah.
And then you get the essence of what the show will be like in the second episode.
Exactly.
So, for our first one, we are super excited.
We're doing Anne Shirley.
Anne Shirley. We were initially planning on recapping this week to week, and then we thought it would be better suited for Anime First Impressions.
Yeah, we were originally planning on doing this week to week, but also there is a lot coming out right now.
Exactly.
And we can't dedicate an episode per week to all of these shows.
Exactly, and months of the
podcast. Actual months. We will still be doing Apothecary Diaries in July.
Exactly.
So
we wanted a way to get to share more animes with you and get to experience more anime as well.
But not be locked in.
Exactly.
And
that's kind of isn't that the whole point of a first impression, a first date? You decide if you want to move further or not.
Yeah. Because dating is not a relationship.
So true. I think our decision factor, our deciding factor should be would we take this anime on a second date?
Yeah, I love that.
I think that's cute. And we can also be would we kiss at the end of the first date? Would we kiss this anime at the end of the first date?
Okay. Just the concept of the anime at the end of the first date.
Yeah.
Or are we just giving a handshake and walking away?
Exactly.
Okay.
Are we ghosting them? Are we
Okay.
We need to somehow
We're
bring it back
dating
to that.
anime. Got it. Okay,
Yes.
I get it.
So stay tuned to the end of the episode. We'll let you know how we feel about Anne Shirley, if it's getting a second date, if we would kiss it on the mouth after the date, or if it will end up being ghosted.
Okay. I love that. You and I are both Anne of Green Gables fans.
Yeah, so that being said, you guys, I mean, it's, I told her this, I don't even know what to say, because it's Anne of Green Gables.
And if you know Anne of Green Gables, then, you know the story.
And it's a great story, and it seems to be following this story very truly so far in these first 2 episodes, so it's going great.
And not at all surprised, but the animation is gorgeous.
So cute, so pretty,
so cozy.
It's like a painting in the background. Oh my gosh, I love it.
And I like that the backgrounds are a bit more detailed, also a little more paint style.
Exactly.
But the characters are more simple.
The characters are still anime.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yes. It almost has that Studio Ghibli style to it, but not quite.
Well, and it is.
Well, yeah.
Studio Ghibli.
But you're saying Ghibli?
That's what I've been told it is. I don't know which one it is. Let us know, you guys.
Yeah,
is it Ghibli debate?
And you say GIF or GIF?
That's crazy.
I know.
I will not stand for GIF.
I will not stand for GIF. But for some reason it is Ghibli.
I have only heard, you're the only person I've ever heard say Ghibli.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't know, you're an anime nerd, so you could know it. That, you could very well be right.
Unfortunately, another podcast that I've been listening to for years is doing a Studio Ghibli gonna rewatch every single movie and then like review them, and he did say Ghibli, and I almost commented and was like, it's not a soft G.
But like, are you sure enough about that to comment?
No, I'm
something like
not,
that?
and that's why I didn't, because I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, well, it is made by that studio, so
Yes.
that's why it does kind of have that feel, and I loved that personally.
I did too. So yeah, it's very cottagecore vibes. I guess if you're not familiar with Anne of Green Gables, we'll talk about the story.
Yeah, at least these first 2 episodes, what we've seen so far.
Yeah, so this sweet little orphan, she keeps calling herself ugly, and I just don't think that's the case.
She's so precious and just little girl, like...
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not ugly, you're just a kid.
Yeah, she is a little ginger, and she is from an asylum, and I guess...
not like an insane asylum.
No, I guess that's just what they call where they keep orphans.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because asylum just means like
Safety.
a safe place.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of how it's being used.
Why didn't they just say
Do
orphanage?
they call it that in other Anne of Green Gables adaptations, or is that a Japanese thing, do you think?
No, it's not. I'm pretty sure they called it an asylum in Anne with an E on Netflix.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a translation thing or
Right.
if it was actually like just an old-timey thing.
Super valid. I think it's just an old-timey thing.
Okay. So it's basically an orphanage type vibe.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't just say that. But, so this old brother and sister, they're not a married couple. They're brother and sister that just like stayed in their childhood home forever.
Mm-hmm.
And they are getting up there in age, and so they need help around the house.
Mm-hmm.
And so they asked the asylum to send them an orphan boy so that they could adopt him and he could help them around the house and help them with the farm work.
And they get Anne with an E instead.
Yeah, because there's some sort of like miscommunication like through the grapevine, because this is the olden times where like you can't send an email.
You can't text being like, a boy, please.
No. And you can't even call on the phone and be like, please send me a boy.
And you can't call to, like, confirm, being like, so we're sending a girl? Like,
Nope.
It's just wires
all
crossed.
word of mouth.
I always wonder, I'm like, was that a wires crossed thing, or was somebody at the orphanage, like, looking out for her?
I always got the vibe that they're just trying to get rid of her.
Yeah. I kind of got that vibe, too. Especially with, like, how they acted when... eventually they bring her back.
Yeah.
Because she gets there, she makes it all the way there, the brother comes and picks her up, doesn't say anything.
He doesn't say anything bad, he's just like, okay, I guess I'm taking her home. Mm-hmm. And he's just like immediately taken with her.
He loves her.
And we all love this? The grumpy old man and the like sweet like young girl like daughter figure dynamic.
I love that. And it's funny because I don't know if I would consider him grumpy old man.
He's not grumpy.
Because it's more like the sister is grumpy old woman.
Yeah. And he's like a sweet old man, and he's like just taken to her immediately. And, you know, she is like, yeah, I'm going to wait outside because my imagination has more room when it's outside. And that's just like so sweet.
And she tells him when he picks her up, she's like, I'd already decided if nobody came to pick me up, I was going to sleep in that big cherry tree.
Yeah. Like, and it's actually just like a tiny little cherry tree.
I know, it's just like a normal cherry blossom tree.
It's like, actually, you would not fit, but that's okay.
And he picks her up, he takes her home, they go through this like beautiful cherry blossom, like, drive like tunnel thing.
Yeah, it's like a path where there's blossoming trees on both sides and they're white, and Anne says, this is the first time I've ever seen anything that my imagination couldn't improve upon. That is gorgeous.
I love her. I just remember, I was telling you, I read the books as a kid, and it's so funny because I remember being so taken by these books and loving them so much, loving Anne, relating to her so much. Could not tell you a thing about these books. Like, I'm watching these, like, I watched Anne with an E. I'm watching this. I'm like, why do I not remember reading any of this?
Like, you don't remember, like, any of the plot or just everything's a surprise.
I just remember being captivated with Anne and loving how she looked at things. And that's really what you get from, especially the first episode, but also the second episode, is just Anne is a little quirky and she's very imaginative, and she, despite being an orphan that like nobody really liked and thinking that she's ugly, she just has this like imaginative spirit, and she's like not been beaten down, and it is so admirable.
It's so inspiring, and it's like, yes, she's got that whimsy, and the adults around her like start to see the things that they look at every day and are like, yeah, this is kind of magical, because like she's never had like an actual home before, so you know, she and the lady,
her sister, or her,
the sister,
yeah, Marilla,
are walking back, and she goes, isn't it great to have a home to come back to? Like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, and Anne has never had that, and this is the first place that she actually feels like home. And she gets back to the house. She is like, it's Green Gables. She like makes up names for every single location. It's really sweet. She falls in love with this place, and the sister is immediately like, we wanted a boy.
Yeah. She goes, where's the boy?
And he's like, they sent a girl.
Yeah. And
she's like, well, we need a boy, so take her back.
And she starts crying immediately, and Marilla. What is my problem?
I keep wanting to say, the way I remember it, maybe this will help you, mnemonic device.
Okay.
Is I think it should be Maria, because
Spanish.
Yes,
okay.
So maybe that will help you remember it.
It actually is weird to me that it's not Maria. Okay, Marilla. Marilla goes, why are you crying? And she's like, wouldn't you also cry if you came to a nice house that you thought you were going to live in, and then you were suddenly turned away because you're not a boy?
Yeah, and then she's mad at the guy, the brother. She's like, why? I wish you wouldn't have even taken me here. I wish I wouldn't have even seen the cherry blossoms. I wish it wouldn't have been as hard if I didn't know what I was missing out on. And that just shattered my heart.
And, like, obviously we knew that they're gonna keep her.
Yeah.
But
freaking, they get close. Marilla takes her back the next day.
Yeah. Well, they start going on their way, and they go to basically their, like, contact with the asylum. And she's like, sorry, I thought you said you wanted a girl. My bad. And she's like, okay, well, we don't. And she's like, well, this other lady can take her. She came here today looking for someone. And it's just like this woman who's just like so stressed and like and does not need like more children around her.
And she's not gonna be treating Anne like a kid. She's gonna be treating her like a working woman, basically.
Yeah, she's like, I'll be giving you food, so I expect you to earn your keep. And then that's what makes Marilla go, actually, I didn't say we were sending her back.
She's like, I'm just mad at you, but we're keeping her.
Yeah, I just came to see what went down. Like,
yeah, and that is something that is really great to see, is the way that Anne changes Marilla. Like, you can tell she has been hardened over the years, and Anne really opens her back up, and we have some more drama coming with Marilla, but for now she is really like, her heart is softening towards Anne, and I love it.
Yeah, and Malachi watched these with me this morning also, so he has never seen Anne of Green Gables. So
jealous.
So he doesn't know the story. And so I go to put it on. He's like, what are you putting on? And I say, Anne of Green Gables, new anime. And he goes, it's an anime? And I go, it is a new one. And he's like, okay. He's like skeptical. So, but he's like laughing the whole time. He's enjoying the way she's describing everything. He is like, wow, it looks so pretty. And he goes, this show feels good on my hardened construction worker heart.
Oh.
And yeah, and that's how I feel. It's like, it is so, just these first 2 episodes were like so cozy and made me feel so happy.
So cozy, so whimsical, and it just, yeah, honestly, I don't know if it's just because I read the books or just the feeling of it, but it just takes me back to childhood. Like, it just reminds me of childhood and nostalgia, and I just am like, I need to be more like that. Like, I need to be more imaginative, and
and it's a perfect springtime show so far. It's
perfect springtime. Honestly, I'm like every season, like spring, summer, fall, and it's gonna be going that long, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I mean, I'm sure it'll be like 24 episodes at least to 28.
Oh, okay.
And so that's gonna take it into at least midsummer.
Yeah.
Midsummer, early fall, I'd say, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I actually have no idea how far into the year we are. I don't know how long things take.
I mean, it's April. Apothecary Diaries, we only have 12 episodes, and it's taking us till July.
Okay, so yeah.
So
that'll take us to fall.
Yeah. So this is going to be a really cozy one to have for the next little bit. Maybe I'll see if Taylor will like it, because I didn't really think, like, I should show him this, but maybe he'll like it, now that you've said that about Malachi.
Yeah. I mean, they have different taste in shows, but
yeah,
this is a show that boys can enjoy as well.
I think so too, and especially because it is that, like, Studio Ghibli vibe. I feel like if they like those movies, they would probably like this
also
too.
Big indicator.
Yeah, and that's basically the first episode. And okay, something else I love about her is she is one to make a case for herself.
Yeah.
And that's how I've always been. I'm always going to make a case for myself.
Yeah.
It bothers me a lot when characters just kind of, like, take things and just kind of go with the flow. And, like, even if it's, like, bad and wrong. And I love that she argues. Like, she wakes up the next day after they're like, we're going to take you back. And she's like, I can work. I can do all the work a boy can do. I'll help around the house. I'll do the farm work. I'll do whatever you need.
Girl, that wasn't in the show. That didn't.
Oh no!
That was in the Netflix one.
Okay, well,
because I was waiting for that scene and it didn't happen, and I was like, okay.
Okay, I looked away for a second. I just assumed it happened.
Nope.
But that does happen, like, in the story in general.
Well, that happens in this too, because
that's the thing.
the neighbor,
they didn't show that one, I guess. But.
Yeah, but the neighbor comes by and the neighbor's like, I heard you got a girl. Oh my god, she's so ugly. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
No, literally so rude. And Anne comes, she's like, I hate you. That is the rudest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Like, why would you say that?
She's like, you're fat and unimaginative. I'm like, sheesh.
Yeah. And so when she goes to apologize, this was so funny to me.
I loved this.
She goes, first of all, she makes a big dramatic scene of it, the queen.
Theater kid.
Yeah, R.I.P. Anne, you would have loved a drama club. And so she's apologizing and she goes, everything you said was true. Everything I said was true too, but I shouldn't have said it.
It's like, neither of us should have said it.
And I'm like, that's how I'm going to apologize from now on. It's like, I wasn't wrong, but I shouldn't have said it.
Honestly, and I feel like, okay, normally that wouldn't work, but I feel like it works because Anne...
She hurt her feelings first.
Exactly. And Anne is like, we both said true things about each other that hurt each other's feelings. And maybe we both should not do that in the future.
Yeah.
I'm like, period. You both hurt each other. Now you can be friends.
And it works.
It works. And Anne is just so earnest.
Yeah.
Like, she's silly, she's goofy, but she's earnest about it.
I love that she was practicing what she was gonna say. So, like, we heard a little snippet of it, and we're like, oh, God.
And even when Marilla is like, you need to apologize, and you're not leaving your room until you apologize, Anne is like, why should I have to apologize? And I just
and
love
I agreed with her.
No, literally. Like, she's a little girl. She's an orphan. And they're like, we can't be, we're just supposed to care about orphans' feelings. Like, actually,
yes, you are. Actually, maybe don't go around insulting children.
Children that are going through, like,
a really hard
thing.
transition.
Yeah. So I am just totally on Anne's side. I love that she fights for herself and fights for what she believes in. And I just love her.
And I love that the brother, Mr. Why do I want to say clip art?
I don't know, but we don't need to know everybody's name.
I guess not. We don't need to know the man's name. He's like, hey, it's pretty lonely without you being downstairs. It'd be cool if you could come down. Maybe you should apologize just so that you can, like, come downstairs.
And she's like, for you, I'll do anything.
She's like, oh, of course. I didn't even think about that.
So sweet. Didn't even need to be convinced.
Nope. She's like, yep, okay, I'll do that if it'll make you happy. And he's like, great. Don't tell her I said anything.
No, literally. They are so cute. They're just in cahoots. And yeah, I just love them. The second episode was really cute too. So that was all just the first episode. These episodes feel long.
These episodes do feel long. The apologizing to the neighbor was the second episode.
Yeah.
Okay. They did feel long. I think the first two flowed together really well.
They really did.
Also, no intro song.
No intro.
I noticed. I mean, they probably, like, want to use up all the screen time they can.
That is so interesting.
Right?
That's probably why they feel longer.
Yeah.
They are.
Because there's no intro song. So she goes to church, and Marilla has a headache, so she can't go with her, but she makes her a dress, and she's like, my dress isn't fashionable. I'm grateful to you for making it. It's not in style.
She's like, would it have killed you to add some puff sleeves?
And
period.
And she gets to church, and all the other girls really are wearing puff-sleeved dresses, and it makes her sad.
And she is like, ugh, everything is just so plain. How can I spruce this up? She drops her hat in a bed of flowers, and then, of course,
she gets
next
an idea.
Scene, we see her with a hat full of flowers.
And she's so proud of herself until she sees how everyone's looking at her. And so she's proud
of herself until she sees everyone laughing at her, and then she still commits.
I
love that about her. Like, she's like, oh, shoot, everybody's making fun of me. But who cares?
But I already did this.
I like my hat.
She's, like, walking tall with it on her head. And I'm like, let the girl put some flowers in her hat.
No,
why is this
what
so
is
weird?
The issue with this?
Like, she's like, some girls were wearing bouquets on her dresses. How is this different? And I'm like, no, literally, why is it different?
Now, I do have to say, I think she could have done it a little better. The way she had them, like, sticking up.
It was like candles on a cake.
Good. Yeah. I needed it to be more of, like, flower crown vibe. And then I feel like it could have been cute. She also could have just done, like, one, maybe.
Or
maybe
a
lead
couple.
up to it.
Yeah. But I get her point.
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing.
These people suck.
Put some flowers in your hat. Why are you boring?
And her newfound friend from apologizing, just snitches on her.
Yeah, she goes. Yeah, the neighbor goes and Rachel. Her name's Rachel. She goes and tells Marilla about the flowers, and she's like, "You made me look bad by doing that. Like, that's embarrassing."
And Anne, at first I wasn't sure if she was being earnest or not.
But she was. She was
being earnest. She, like, breaks down in tears. She's like, I shouldn't be here if I'm only going to be a test to you. Like, I'm only going to be a trial. This is going to be so hard for you. You're not going to enjoy life.
Like, you shouldn't have to deal with my nonsense. Like, just send me away.
Yeah, she's like, it will be the most devastating thing to ever happen to me to leave Green Gables, but I should do that for you. And she's like, stop.
She's like, why are you being so dramatic?
She's like, I've already decided that you're staying, so...
You're staying,
which I'm like, girl, remember that later.
Yeah, period. Keep that in mind.
And Anne is like, okay, like, it's just sweet. And then she's like, and I have a new friend for you, and we're gonna go right now.
Oh my god, yeah, she's so excited. Diana, Barry, because when they pass the lake on the way, it's called Berry Lake, and she's like, I'm gonna call it something else, but
Berry Pond.
She
calls it
the Lake of Shining Waters.
Yeah.
And so she recognizes the name, and she's so excited to make a new friend. And
she's like, do you think that she'll be my bosom friend?
Yeah, and she's like, and everyone's questioning, what does that mean? And it's just like your best friend, someone close to your bosom.
Intimate friend.
Yeah.
And I think we are bosom friends.
I think we are bosom friends. Oh my god. So when she goes, so she meets Diana, right? And she takes her outside, and Diana's like, I like to read. I like, big romantic stories. I like dramatic things. And Anne's like, oh, I am so dramatic. I love that too. And she makes her take this oath to be her bosom friend. And I'm like, me too. That's like, it's like, will you be my friend?
Yeah, like,
will you be?
Do we need to?
As long as I, Elisa, vow to be faithful to my bosom friend Becca, as long as the sun and moon last? Question mark. As long as the sun and moon last.
So cute.
And she's like, okay, now you do it. And you say Anne with an E, remember that. And she's like, oh, you did so good. I could just hear the E.
I could hear the E.
I could hear the E is so cute.
This is my girl because I'm so serious about my name spelling. Like, do not do the K-A-H. It's C-C-A.
I'm sorry. In what universe are people assuming it's a K-A-H? That's insane.
Unfortunately, that is the original spelling. That is the original biblical spelling.
No, fuck that. Why are we adding extra letters? Anyways.
Yeah, that has been an issue my whole life. Or if people do one C instead of two. That's a big issue for me.
That's also insane. Do people not know how to spell?
There's just different spellings of things sometimes. I hate it.
Fake.
But it's true.
That's not true.
But yeah, and she just immediately has such a good friend in Diana. I'm so happy
and they're
for
so
her.
happy together. And I'm like, I also take like my best friendships like very seriously. Like, that she's like, we have to promise, like, we're gonna be best friends. Promise me. And you know, and she leaves and she's happy and she's like, Diana's gonna make me a picture to hang in my room. I wish I had something to give to her. And I keep wanting to say the dad.
I keep wanting to say the dad too. But the father figure, the brother,
brings her home like a bag of chocolates.
Chocolate caramels, because she says that that's her favorite sweet.
It's so cute. And she's like, can I give Diana half of them? I think they'll taste twice as sweet.
Oh my god, she is an angel.
They're so cute. And then at the end, they're Morse coding with candlelight.
I love them.
I was like, did they coordinated that when they were hanging out? Like, that's so cute.
And she's like, I'm so excited to hang out with her. And Marilla's like, you have to get your work done.
Remember your chores.
Oh my gosh.
Of course.
And yeah, this just really like got me so excited for this show. I will definitely be watching it.
I would kiss this show.
I would definitely kiss this show on the mouth at the end of the date.
And we would ask them out on a second date.
Like, I'm in love with this person at the end of the day. It's like when you have that first date and you're like, oh, this is my soulmate. You never had that?
No.
You never met somebody and been like, oh, this is my soulmate.
Okay, but it wasn't at the end of the date.
It doesn't have to be a date.
Okay. But that's the metaphor
you get a
we were using. Yeah. Yeah. I did. Yeah, that's a funny story for another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved it. I loved the show. I loved all the colors. It was like gorgeous animation.
Vibes.
I loved just the way, like you said, how she sees everything and how she talked about everything. Like, I also felt like the adults in that show.
Yeah, I was like, aw.
Like, yeah, I also could stand to be a little more whimsical. So, yeah, I will continue watching it even if we're not covering it for the pod.
Highly recommend you guys give it a watch. I might wait a little bit and watch it dubbed, just so that I can get a little bit of a vibe without having to read all the time.
That makes sense. I don't know if me and Malachi are patient enough to wait for the dub, but you know what we are patient enough to wait for the dub for, which is going to be our, maybe not our next anime first impressions, but we will be doing an anime first impressions of it.
Yeah, it might be our next anime first impressions, might not, but it is...
Witch Watch! And we are watching the dub of that, so if you're not here for the dub, sorry.
And we're doing the dub because, as we have mentioned before, a fellow female podcaster, Lily Pichu, is the voice actor on that, so... And
one of my favorite voice actors, Christina V, is also in it.
A great one. Like,
great one.
She's always great.
Miraculous Ladybug, in case you guys didn't know.
Of course.
So we have those to look forward to. And of course, as always, we are continuing to review Apothecary Diaries through the end of the season.
Yes. Right now, our tentative schedule is still Apothecary Diaries every Monday, and then bonus episodes last Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
This one is a little bit of a one-off because Elisa's actually out of town.
I'm on vacation for my anniversary.
So I think a week from when you're watching this, we will just do a full hour-long recap of the last 2 Apothecary Diaries episodes.
That's right.
But we filmed this one. We pre-recorded this one.
Yeah!
So that you guys wouldn't miss a week.
Yep, because we're thoughtful like that.
Exactly.
So that means, yes, when you're watching this, the next anime first impressions will be Witch Watch.
Yep.
That's true.
I think so.
So, yay! Okay, so look out for that, and our Apothecary Diaries recaps continue to come out every Monday. Make sure you follow us on social media at Anime for Blondes Pod on TikTok and Instagram.
And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review, comment, like, all of that stuff, you guys.
Subscribe.
What she said. And we will see you next week.
Bye! Will you guys be our bosom friends?
Anime for Blondes.